Before we get to Want to Bet, quick correction, because our executive producer, Michael Toy, is devastated at the fact that we talked bad about Ohio State. He wanted to make sure we didn't talk bad about Ohio, because the strength and conditioning coach I mentioned that Meyer hired was not from Ohio. He was from Iowa. And, yeah.
Yeah. You're talking about a guy over there who loves Woody Hayes, right? So
it's true. Hey, listen, let's get to Want to Bet now. And we've got some great games that we're going to pick. Let's start with Green Bay, favored by 3.5 at Cincinnati. Joe Burrow's looked good so far this season.
Yeah, I'll take Cincinnati in the 3.5 at home. I mean, you're right. Joe Burrow and Chase, they've got a great chemistry going. I'll take Cincinnati. If you're going to give me 3.5 points at home, I'll take them.
I'm taking the Packers. I think they figured things out offensively. Randall Cobb has been added to that lineup. He looks great. Great complementary piece to Adams. So I like what they're doing offensively. Their defense is coming around in the last couple of weeks. So, against Pittsburgh and what that offense is doing with Big Ben, that's not necessarily a statement, but I think the Packers have enough to get it done in Cincinnati. Cleveland at the Chargers. Chargers favored at home by 1.
Yeah, Chargers. I think it's a bounce-back game for the Chargers, or probably not the Chargers.
Chargers won. They're on a roll.
I was thinking the Rams for some reason. I'll take the Chargers. I mean, the Chargers knock off the Raiders. They look extremely good doing it. I will go with the Chargers.
I'm going to take Cleveland in this game because I really like what that defense is doing. They won a close, low-scoring game this past weekend, 14-7. But I think that defense and their pieces in the not in the secondary, but in the front seven, I think they've got the pieces to make life difficult for Justin Herbert. I think they're going to go on the road. It'll be a signature win for the Cleveland Browns. Arizona, a 4-point favorite at home against the 49ers.
I'll take Arizona. Just given the quarterbacking situation with the 49ers, the way Arizona's looked, they knock off the Rams. There's a tendency, we've seen teams kind of slide a little bit the next week after an emotional win, which Arizona clearly had against the Rams. But when it's all said and done, going up against Lance, I'll take the Rams, or pardon me, the Cardinals.
I am stunned. It's only a 4-point spread at home for Arizona. I think Arizona wins by 20. I don't think this game is even close.
Wow.
Arizona wins big. Take the over. Buffalo at Kansas City. Chiefs favored by 3 at home.
I'm going to take the Buffalonians.
I am too.
The way Buffalo's playing on both sides of the ball, I like what they're doing. And you talked about it earlier. Kansas City's had major issues defensively. I just look at this Buffalo team. They've outscored their opponents since week 1, 118-21, folks. 118-21. And they've also pitched 2 shutouts. So I'm taking Buffalo.
Shutouts are tough to do in the National Football League. Their defense is significantly better than Kansas City's right now. Both teams' offenses have the ability to match. By the time we get to playoffs, I think Kansas City figures things out defensively. If there's a rematch then, I'm going to take Kansas City. Right now, I'm going to take Buffalo as well. So we agree on 2. We don't on the first 2. Indianapolis at Baltimore. Ravens favored by 6.
I hate picking games. Did I ever tell you that? Why do we even have this segment?
Because sponsors like it.
I'll take the Ravens. Take the Ravens at -6. I mean, their running game, you touched on it earlier. Right now, when you can run the football, in which they have, amassed over 100 yards, 43 consecutive games. When you can run the ball, you've always got a shot to win a game, and I'll take the Ravens in this one.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Ravens to win and cover there as well. Let's get to Survivor. My 2 picks for this week, I was 0 for 2 last week, so I don't know what to tell you. But my 2 picks for this week, I'm going to take the Pats over the Texans. I love what Mac Jones did this past week. The Texans are
on the
horrific.
road. On the road.
On the road. Houston is not a difficult place to play.
Hey, the National Football League, every place is a difficult place to play. Some are more difficult than others.
Last 2 years, it's basically 500 if you're on the road or home. It doesn't matter. Okay. Cleveland at the Panthers. The Eagles at the Panthers. I'm going to take the Panthers to bounce back. Both teams with difficult losses this past week. I love what Jalen Hurts did. We talked about that earlier, but I think Sam Darnold's got some things going there, and I think the Panthers win that. So my 2 Survivor picks, New England and Carolina.
All right, my 2 Survivor picks. First off, all you Cowboy fans that I dissed heading into week 1 against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, my fullest apologies. I'm on the Cowboy bandwagon. I am actually going to take the Cowboys over the Giants. Giants, of course, big game, emotional victory in New Orleans. I look at that team, a little bit of a comeback this week. And the other pick, take the Buccaneers over the Dolphins. This one's not even going to be close.
Yeah, you picked the easy ones. I'm left with difficult matchups that I've got to pick based on what I did earlier. Let's get to fantasy. Your ads, your starts. What do you got?
Hey, Dalton Schultz of the Cowboys. How about this? 5 or 6 catches against Carolina, 3 touchdowns in his last 2 games. I like Dalton Schultz. I like what he's doing as a tight end with that offense. And why not? How about Trey Lance? I mean, he's going to be playing, and if you need a quarterback, at least take a quarterback with a high ceiling. Whatever sport I play in fantasy, whether it's football, baseball, hockey, if I have a guy who's this, I don't like those guys. I want this guy. I want the guy who's going to give me a higher ceiling, more potential to do something. And you look at the quarterback of the 49ers, Lance, that's what I'm going to do.
All right, I've got Cordero Patterson, running back for Atlanta. They go into New York to take on the Jets. I like his odds there. Patterson's had 5 touchdowns in the last 4 games. He's had back-to-back 100-yard performances in terms of all-purpose yardage. You've got a Jets defense that's given up 5 touchdowns to running backs in the last 3 weeks. So I'm going to take Patterson. Very good all-around back in terms of running and receiving. So I think his odds are good to perform well for you. Let's get to drops.
All right, this one's easy. If you're looking at the Ravens running game, and they're going to run the football, we know. Williams, I mean, you need sonar to find him right now. So adios, Williams. I mean, you've got Murray, Bell, Freeman all ahead of him on the depth chart, so that one's easy for me.
For me, Teddy Bridgewater, who suffered the concussion last week, up and down, and even if he plays this week, first of all, the Broncos are so much better with him in the lineup, as we saw last week. I think he really fits that team and fits their culture, but if he's not available, obviously you want to drop him, but as importantly, if he does play, I think they're going to limit what they ask him to do.
If he starts, it's a lock for competitiveness.
There you go. When we come back after the break.
Missed that word.
I know, I got you. Just, over the head.